Hello, it is time for the week 37 chronological Bible readings. And this week we're in three books. We're going to finish up Ezekiel in chapters 42 through 48, then move to the minor prophet known as Joel, and there are three chapters there, four if you're in the Hebrew Bible, because they just have the verses done differently, same content. And then we're going to go into Daniel, chapters 1 through 9. So let's look first of all at Ezekiel chapters 42 through 48. He is continuing with his vision pertaining to a future temple. And keep in mind that Ezekiel is taken into exile into Babylon. And during his time there, the temple in Jerusalem is destroyed by King Nebuchadnezzar. Now, there will be another temple built. There are questions as to what temple is this? And I'm just going to leave that there. So, let's move to Joel, chapters 1 through 3. A little bitty prophecy, and we're not exactly certain as to when it was written. Some will say possibly before the fall of the northern kingdom, which would have been in 722 BC. And others will say maybe it was more in line with the fall of the southern kingdom of Judah in 586 BC. But regardless of the timing, Joel is going to talk about the day of the Lord and really looking to the future day of the Lord, that final one. But events that are smaller days of the Lord, if you will. And something I want you to do, in chapter 2, there's a section that the Apostle Peter quotes in his sermon at Pentecost, there in Acts chapter 2. And it really goes into what necessitated Peter's sermon at Pentecost. Good stuff there. I encourage you to go to Acts 2 and read that sermon while you're reading Joel. And then finally, we move to the book of Daniel, chapters 1 through 9. But the first section will be chapters 1 through 4. And this is largely the interactions between King Nebuchadnezzar and Daniel and the other Hebrew youths. By the way, by the time we get to the end of Daniel, he's an old man. By the time he gets to the lion's den, he's a very old man, probably in his 80s by that point. So that brings me to this. Chapters 5 through 7 of Daniel is a section that you're going to have to be very careful on because you're going to want to make time notations, like in the first year or the third year. These kings reigned at different times, so these chapters are not chronological in nature. In fact, chapter 5, we're looking at the last night of King Belshazzar's reign, and then as you read, you'll be reading about an earlier time during his reign. So just make note of that. And then in chapters 8 and 9, Daniel is going to talk about a vision he has during the reign of King Belshazzar, and then he'll move a few years forward to the reign of King Darius the Mede. So we've got a whole new kingdom coming into play here. And in this vision in chapter 9, let's just say there's a whole lot about future events. And there's a whole lot of controversy. And I'm not going to try to answer all of the questions to that. I want you to be reading and look, just trust the Lord to lead you. Don't try to write any books on having all of the answers because, well, you just won't. But take heart. The Lord is true. His word is true. And even the parts that are difficult to understand, they're still beneficial. So I pray that this will be a great week for you as you continue reading through the Bible chronologically this year. Have a great week, everyone.